and welcome back to yet another video on my channel. Today I'll be reading my personal Common App essay with you guys. I'll be sharing what I wrote with you. So I applied last year and I chose a prompt in which I share something about my background, and I decided to write about my cousin and his story and how and why he still inspires me to this day. The name of my essay is, his name was Jojo. So Jojo was the name of my cousin. Yep, so I guess I'll just be reading it out to you guys. Alright, let's go. I remember rubbing his feet with holy oil, praying to be surprised by a miracle. The movement of his foot, even the slightest wiggle of a toe. His grateful, toothless smile was so familiar, but my pitiful self could detect a hint of sadness, the hint of a life that could have been his. Jojo, my dearest cousin, lay before me, paralyzed by an innocent accident during a basketball game. Diagnosed with a brain tumor, narrowing his chances of living life to a mere 10%, he had become an elite in encountering such rare circumstances. But seeing him live with pain made me wonder how the world could even consider hurting such an exceptional person. Below us, the waters hit the uneven surface of the concrete walls marking the edge of Kapinyahan village. We were in his hut, situated next to a noisy pig enclosure. This village was where my mother was raised as a poor fisherman's daughter, her youth never void of the stagnant obstacle of poverty. As a young girl, she didn't have the privilege of the freedom from worrying about whether food would be on the table to satisfy the mouths of her 9 siblings, or her journey to school on a rainy morning with an empty stomach. It was this hut in which Jojo had spent his days, on a bamboo mattress for 3 long years. The walls around him denied him the many beauties the world had to offer. A few books lay on a tattered table beside him. An old television consisting of a few channels was positioned ahead, and behind him lurked the mysteries of the sea. It was simple. So simple that it must have been difficult to differentiate one day from the next. Despite this reality, never did he once find faults in what he had. Yes, he was disappointed, but he smiled too often to notice. It was impossible not to feel somewhat ashamed around him, ashamed of my criticisms of life despite having so much more. I recall regularly purchasing his favorite foods when out in the busy city center, envisioning his thankful smile and hiding them as I scurried to his place before any of the youngsters became suspicious. But Jojo would share them with everyone anyways, inviting us onto some cramped space in his bed. He was always so good, too good, in fact. Before his tragic incident, he was the village's basketball star, a handsome young man who stole curious glances from girls and ignited the synchronized roars of the crowd. One day, as I massaged his foot, wondering what it must have been like to see your body touched without being able to feel it, I witnessed the smallest miracle. The ever so slightest movement of his big toe. I was overwhelmed with joy, doing my best to hide tears that wouldn't follow my attempts at restraint. For a split second, I had the greatest hope in the world. Sitting in that little hut with a paralyzed man, I had never felt such faith. Jojo passed away 5 years ago at age 22. To this day, I still think of him. He taught me my most important lesson, one I do my best to carry with me and share as I experience the slippery slopes of life. This world can simply be unfair, and most of the time you have no control over what happens, whether you are the most deserving person or not. It's a frightening thought. However, what you do have authority over, which is even more powerful, is what you make of the things life presents you. Jojo taught me to see the best in what I had, never to take life for granted, and to share my purpose whether it be making someone smile or leading a team with the world and people around me. Alright guys, so that was my essay. It's always emotional to read it, but thank you so much for watching. I hope that it inspired you and that you got something out of this. Do stay updated for more videos to come, and yeah, just thank you for listening today. Alright, bye!